Well, good afternoon. My name's Tom. I come to you from Beaver Creek Deer Camp. We're on the last few days of the muzzle loading season. I have had a blast. What a place to hunt. I've enjoyed every day and every night. Boy, I sleep good here at the new cabin. I was thinking about that this morning and today. Quiet and peaceful in here. But I turned the camera on today. We got 3 inches of fresh snow last night while I was sleeping. And then today the sun came out and it is absolutely gorgeous outside of this cabin. I just came back from the tree stand. It was a cold morning out there, let me tell you. With that 3 inches of snow, and I think the temperature was 27 degrees or something like that. I just know come about 9:30, I just about had enough. It's what, I think 10 now. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. I just got back here. I'm going to have a cup of coffee. I'm going to make some lunch. And then I'm going to get back out there and sit there until dark. I really got a feeling they might move today. But I had, you know, when you get a little older, you know, that cold, a little hard to come, a little harder to take. Have a cup of coffee if you don't have one. So this season with building the cabin, I got a late start into the deer season down here. I was still making this place livable the second week of December, which is the second week of deer season. So that did not help my deer season out. I was still putting in tree stands. Like I said, I was behind the 8 ball. The problem was getting materials this summer. You know, building this building was one thing, but normally when it would take me, and it goes back into the building, we talked about this back when I was building it. I started in the spring. But normally you order rough sawn lumber and you have it in 2 weeks, 3 weeks at the most. This particular year, because of the shortages and absolutely everything, it took me almost 4 months to get my load of lumber to build this building. So that put me building, I don't know, it was sometime in July. You know, and then everything has to be trucked down in here, so it just took a lot of time and a lot of energy, all that stuff. But anyways, it laid over into November, so that didn't help me at all come deer season. But that's all right. I got to enjoy the camp. I got to enjoy the piece of woods that's here, see what's going on a little bit. I'll be doing some scouting the next couple of weeks. I'll be getting out of that tree stand and walking around and trying to figure out what the deer do that last couple of weeks of November, as well as muzzle loading season. And by next year, we will be sitting pretty in here on opening day, so that'll change things a little bit. With any luck, we'll see what happens. This right here was phase 1 in developing this Beaver Creek Deer Camp. Phase 1 was getting the cabin built, getting it so it was livable, where I could come in and be comfortable. And now we're going to move on to phase 2, and I'm going to try to do that through the winter. It'll all depend on temperature, snow, and everything else. But my first hurdle next is I've got to get a bunch of pipe staging in here. I have, I see the 9 or 10 pieces. I can't remember now. I know I got enough for 3 tree stands anyways. But what I want to do is where I'm sitting, I want to build a pipe staging tree stand. And then over on the other side of the property, I'd like to put in another one. For bear, probably. I got 2 spots here I want to go check out for bear. That'll make a good tree stand for deer as well. And then way over in the other corner, I've got a good spot there that might make a good spot for a bear stand. So, because bear season will come in September of next year. So I want to be set up for bear season, and I want to be set up for deer season, so that all that I have to do is come in here and start hunting next year. Not be like this year, still working on the cabin, so that I could stay in here. And you know, at my age, you definitely need a place to stay. You know, I got up this morning at 3:30, and it was cold outside. It was cold out there, so. But I got 3 more days of muzzle loading, so still not discouraged. You know that old saying, it's not over until the fat lady sings. she's warming up. And I had opportunity, and like I've talked about in the videos gone by, I felt I wanted to take the gamble. You know, there's some big bucks in here. I'm normally not a rack hunter. I'm a meat hunter, and I still consider myself a meat hunter, but I'm like everyone. If I can get a nice buck, of course I want a nice buck. That's just part of the course of being a deer hunter. So, you know, I bypassed on a doe. I also bypassed on a 4-point buck. And the reason I really bypassed on that 4-point buck is twofold. And, you know, something to think about when you've got your own hunting grounds. And I've got my own hunting grounds here. So that 4-point buck is going to grow up to be a nice buck. And the odds are really good that I'll be the one hunting him. Especially down here in this swamp like this. So, you know, I look at that like, you know, your own cows or something like that. You wouldn't want to take a young cow when you got a 1,000-pounder out back, you know. So I look at that the same way. And I also know from cameras, game cameras, that there's between 8 and 10, maybe even more, monster bucks down in here. So that was part of my thinking. Plus it was early in the season. You know, that was 3 weeks ago. So I didn't want to fill my buck tag with a 4-point. Nothing wrong with that. As I said, I'm a meat hunter. Nothing wrong with that at all. But early in the season, especially the older I get, I don't want the season to be over. I don't want my buck hunt to be over. I've waited all year to be able to hunt. And it's far more than just shooting a deer in my world. Just being out here, using the cabin, hunting every day. I've been here now, this will be the 5th day of this trip. I'm going to be here 4 more days. That's almost 9 days I'm spending in here. That's awesome. That's just, you know, it's just a, you know, like this morning, we had that fresh snow and I got up and got ready, got out in the tree stand, all that. But when the sun started to break, and you could see all the snow, and you could see all the scenery, that is exactly what this is all about. I mean, it was just plain awesome, awesome morning. So, and the same thing, I think tomorrow's supposed to be the same way. We do have some rain coming in on Saturday. That might change things a little bit. But I'm expecting something this afternoon after this snowstorm. The weather, now it's warming up. I'm expecting the deer to be on the move. So, you know, it's far from over. Far from over. Same thing with Saturday. You got a storm coming in on Saturday. So tomorrow could be a great day, you know, as far as the deer moving. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's just another day in the hunt down here at Beaver Creek. I hope you guys have got a cup of coffee. Enjoy the day. I know I am going to. I got a thermometer hung. You see the temperature? 60 degrees in here. What's wrong with that? I think it's only about 30 degrees outside. And this place is still pretty drafty because it's not finished. I haven't done my gable end, so I could see outdoors in a dozen spots on both sides because this is board and batten. And I've still got to put my strip around the windows and the door, my weather stripping. So this place is far from weather tight. But as you can see, it's 60 degrees. Hey, you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.